We're going to start with a slide that we introduced a couple chapters ago. These are some of the most common words we hear from caregivers to describe the most difficult mental and emotional challenges of caregiving and really of life. And these words and feelings can be overwhelming and make us feel like we're drowning. It's totally normal to feel that the sum of all these feelings together is greater than if they were separate. And in fact, there may be some truth to that. Feeling many of these emotions and challenges at once can make them feel and be much bigger than they would feel or be if we could deal with them separately. And so the starting line for this activity is this. We're going to be working to be mindful in making curious, kind observations that unpack these feelings and experiences, seeing them for what they are, and not letting ourselves get consumed by them. To do this, we've built a visual representation that we call the stress thermometer, introduced on the next slide. This is our stress thermometer. It takes the temperature of the stress and pressure that we feel as a caregiver and as a human. We're going to just introduce the tool on this slide, and later we'll give you ideas of how to use the tool to help you in your caregiving world. Most of us, if we were to stop and analyze our mental and emotional state, including our burdens and emotions, or our victories and defeats, our concerns and delights, we could all probably pinpoint on the rainbow-colored thermometer here on the left where we are. We could say if we're cool and calm in the blue section, or if we're on fire and hurting in the red section. But we know there's additional insight and powerful impact in getting a bit more detail than just pointing to a color or a temperature, getting a bit more detail by naming those thoughts and emotions. At the bottom, when things are calm and comfortable in the bluest part, we could likely say we feel calm, or maybe it's joyful and fulfilled. And at the top, we might say when things are at their worst, we might feel despair and hopelessness. Now, if we move up the thermometer, we see a variety of thoughts and emotions that might characterize our progress from the bottom to the top. Around the middle of the thermometer scale, we move from positive emotions to more neutral ones, and then to concerning emotions, going from okay to annoyed or tense, then maybe to sad and doubtful, or worried or nervous. I should pause here and say these words are not meant to be a precise 100% predictable model, but they are directionally right. For some people, their escalation sequence doesn't match this one. They may feel sad before they feel annoyed, but in general, the progression is right and it's helpful. Then at the top of the scale, people start to feel fear, anger, and overwhelm, and as we said, in the worst case, more despairing and hopeless. One of the important skills you can build in managing stress and emotional challenges is being able to disaggregate and name them. Psychologists that I've known and read have used the phrase, name them to tame them, and indicated that being able to know what we're feeling and label it, calling it out, can give us an important victory. We disconnect from the experience and see it from a higher plane, and being able to observe, name, and understand the feelings that we're experiencing allows us to then break those feelings apart, identify what's causing the feelings, and then we can be more equipped to know how to prevent, treat, or cope with those thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This tool gives us a common language. It gives us a starting place.